Hi, my name is Jocelyn Garcia, and today I will be presenting my findings about influenza trends in the United States and how to better implement solutions according to these results. The objective for this project is to determine when to send staff and how many to each state. The United States has an influenza season where more people than usual suffer from the flu. Some people, particularly those in the vulnerable populations, develop serious complications and end up in the hospital. For the rest of the presentation, we're going to find who are this vulnerable population, which states are at high risk, and the forecast for the upcoming years. And lastly, recommendations. Also to mention, the data set I worked with was provided by the CDC and the U.S. Census Bureau. So let's begin. Who are the most vulnerable population? According to the CDC, this includes adults over 65 years of age, children under 5 years of age, just for an example. Here we have a histogram diagram, which we have the range of council deaths on the x-axis and the frequency on the y-axis. What does the chart tell us? It shows the percentage of each age group within each range. We can see that age group 65 plus have a higher frequency of death counts versus other age groups. Also to note, some data might not show due to suppressed data, meaning data is suppressed due to some data representing fewer than 10 persons. Next, which state has the highest influenza deaths of the vulnerable population? On the map below, we can see the states that are dark red have the highest influenza deaths. Let's take California for example. By using the highlighted bar, we can zoom into the state. And we can see California has a sum of 48,563 deaths compared to Alaska, which has 2,700 deaths. Here on top, I listed the top 5 states with the highest influenza deaths, which are California, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, and Florida. This tells us these states are red zone states who are in urgent need of medical staff. Next, the forecasting for the upcoming years. We got 2 charts, one with seasonality and one without. We will be focusing on the one with seasonality, and we can see that for the upcoming years, influenza deaths will continue to rise. For example, let's take California again. This is the state with the highest deaths. The last data we have is November 2017 with 423 deaths. The chart estimates by January 2018, it will rise to 902. On top, I listed the actual data and estimate for the 5 red zone states, which shows an increase for the upcoming year. Conclusion. Ages 65 plus are the most vulnerable population, which can develop serious complications and end up in the hospital. States like California, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, and Florida have the highest case of influenza deaths. Forecast shows that deaths will keep increasing in the upcoming years. Recommendation: send staff to red zone states. Send staff to states with vulnerable population. Awareness campaigns to target vulnerable groups and more resources around those populations could decrease influenza deaths for the upcoming years. Thank you for listening.